Guys, welcome back to the channel. What a week it's been. Look at all the manufacturers and everything that we're going to cover today. It's all on the right hand side over there. For those that are new, my name is Roland and this is one of the weekly videos that I release every single week, all about EV news across Australia and some news also from overseas. So if you're new here, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content. So yeah, anyways, let's get straight into the content tonight. So first things first, let's talk ANCAP safety. There's been a bunch of new EVs that have just gone through and had their ANCAP safety results released. So the first one I want to talk about is the recently released Jeep Avenger. It is unfortunate it didn't score anywhere near the 5 stars. 3 stars as you can see there. So how do you guys read this? Now, obviously there's the full report that you guys can see all of the intricate details around what each test consists of and the more specific breakdown of the percentages. However, I've got the screenshot here in terms of the high-level snapshot, and then in terms of the jargon or acronyms, if you guys refer to the bottom left over here, AEB is autonomous emergency braking, VRU is vulnerable road users, LSS equals lane support system. And these are important because if you look down the bottom over here, they are all related to the safety assist technologies. So where it seems to have fallen short realistically is vulnerable road user protection and safety assist. It's only in the 50s in terms of the percentage and no AEB junction on any variant at all. So I'm not going to go through the details of every single one. We do have a couple more that we want to roll through, but high level headlines is the Jeep Avenger that has just been released did only score 3 stars. So yeah, let's move on. So let's jump over to ZEEKR. So a big congratulations to ZEEKR. So one of the new entrants from the Chinese market, I guess positioning themselves as a luxury, innovative EV brand. They scored 5 stars, and those are the percentages in terms of assessment scores. You can see there 91, 87, 84, 84, and looks like they've got all of the safety assist technologies that you guys can see there. Again, as I said, I'm not going to go through in detail. The purpose of this is a high-level summary. You guys can actually look it up to see the actual specs or reports in more detail if you guys want, but this is just a summary. So congratulations, ZEEKR, for achieving 5 stars ANCAP safety rating. Let's move on. We've got 2 more vehicles, but before we get on to the other 2 vehicles, I wanted to bring your attention to the Tesla Model Y. And the reason why I want to show the Tesla Model Y, this rating, as you can see over here, was actually from 2022 and it's all the way up until 2028. Now the reason I want to bring this here is because the next 2 cars that I'm going to show you guys are supposedly Tesla Model Y killers. So when you are going to pitch yourself as a Model Y killer, my view is that's the benchmark. You guys need to do better than that. So let's have a look, shall we? So adult occupant protection for the Model Y, 97%, 89% for child occupant protection, 82% for vulnerable road user protection, 98% for safety assist. 2 figures here between adult occupant protection, safety assist, nearly perfect scores. I don't know if there's any other cars that have been higher. You know, I don't follow ANCAP extremely closely, so I don't know if any cars have achieved 99 or 100 before. So if you guys do know, please drop it down in the comments below. I would love to know as well. Either way, that's the summary, okay? 97, 89, 82, 98. So let's move on to the first Model Y killer. Supposedly the Leapmotor C10. So 89, 87, 77, 77. Obviously some of the scores there not as high. However, it did still achieve a 5-star ANCAP rating. So congratulations to Leapmotor C10. And you can see down the bottom, they've got all of the safety assist technologies that they do test. So fantastic to see. And this is also pitched at the lower end of the market. You can see the price bracket. I'm not too sure where they got $35,000 from, because I'm pretty sure you can't get this car for $35,000. But either way, nonetheless, from a safety aspect, 5 stars ANCAP safety rating. So fantastic, and congratulations to Leapmotor. So that's the first one. Let's jump on to the second one. So now we've got the XPENG G6. So you guys know this car, you guys love this car, there's been so much in the media of this car. 88, 86, 81, 80. They don't have anything scored in the 90s, however they do have all of the safety technologies. They also do have the 5-star ANCAP rating there too. So congratulations to XPENG G6. And look at the price bracket, they both seem to say $35,000 to $65,000. So my guess is that that's just a category in terms of the rating. It's not to say this car is or can be had as low as $35,000. It's just saying that this car fits within that price bracket. So apologies for the previous confusion, and I hope that clears it up. So either way, 88, 86, 81, and 80. So where does that put the supposed Tesla Model Y killers in the whole scheme of things? Here is a summary that I've done for you guys, just so you can see a quick snapshot. So yeah, 97, 89, 82, 80, and 98. Tesla Model Y definitely still leading the way from an ANCAP safety side of things. Now there could be potentially, I guess, smaller, finer details in certain tests that some of these other cars may be better than the Model Y. I can't comment, I haven't looked into that. So unless you guys look into it and you know, drop it in the comments below, we can have a discussion there. But overall, the overall picture, the Model Y is definitely still leading the way, and the competitors aren't close yet, because you can see two categories for the Model Y, almost at perfect 100%. And these competitors at this point in time, they haven't reached even 90% in most of these categories. So here's to the future, right? Anyways, I thought I'd start that as a high because I'm always interested in safety, and you guys should be too. So let's get moving on though. Alright, let's talk Ford. Ford Mustang Mach-e. So there's not too much news on it, with exception to a big sale. So they're saying over here, until the end of the year, eligible Mustang Mach-e purchasers can enjoy a comprehensive package designed to enhance their electric journey. So you get three things. First thing is 6-month complimentary Ford Insure, which is essentially 6 months of insurance when you take out a 12-month policy. You also get $500 EV Networks DC public charging voucher. And the third one here, first 3 general services included. Now, I don't know what the interval for this between the services are, but you do get the 3 covered, so great to see. Either way, those are the 3 things that you get from Ford Mustang. They haven't done anything in terms of massive discounts or price cuts or anything like that to kind of incentivize people more. You do just get, I guess, more value for money, if that's the way to see it. And that's all the news we have for the Ford Mustang Mach-e. So the next one we have is the Genesis GV70. So you can see here, second point there, Korean sales to begin in Q1 2025, followed by Australia in the first half of 2025. So, you know what? This pretty much means it's almost within 7 months from coming here. Now, the GV70, for the ones that are familiar, this kind of looks like a refresh. So they're saying the first ever redesign of the electrified GV70 introduces more sophisticated exterior and interior upgrades. You'll see that this MLA headlamp that they're referring to over here, I had to look it up. MLA is micro lens array technology, and they're also saying the front, in terms of that front grille, they're calling it the Crest grille, featuring unique G matrix pattern. I don't know specifically what else that's supposed to mean, but it looks like a pretty funky grille. Other changes, you can see here, interior offers new mood lighting, 27-inch integrated widescreen display, and touch-type air conditioning controls. Because Genesis and Hyundai are in the same family, also similar to Kia, I am very glad that they are retaining the aircon controls down over here, and it is not behind the steering wheel, even though there is a massive display there. So fantastic to see. That's all the information we have. We actually don't have too much more on the Genesis GV70. We don't have any idea in terms of pricing, specs, power, all of that stuff. So watch this space and I'll keep you guys posted. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Porsche Macan. Now this one was just launched recently in Sydney. I think it was just within the past week they had their official launch. So now we've got updated pricing and we've got specs. So I've got 2 full slides for you guys. And yeah, the key headlines is you've got the pricing before at the top, you've got the pricing now. Look at the price differences. It's got a crazy amount of increase in price. So you can see prices start now from $128,400 before on-road costs. So it's pretty much, if you look at the one before, it's roughly $33,000 more. That is a lot of money for an increase. I do hope that because they've gone from a petrol to EV, that the $33,000 is enough, and it does warrant the price to be that high because it is a fantastic car. we'll just have to see. Maybe one day we can get our hands on one, but we will just have to see. Alright, so let's move on to the specs. So, obviously there's a lot of specs, because being a high-end luxury brand, you've got lots of variants. So, here is a summary. Again, I've got the pricing on the top right. I've got some of the specs here where you can compare. So it goes from, for example, 250 kilowatts all the way up to 430. All got the same sized battery, and then it's just the entry level that's a single motor, whereas the rest are all dual motor. I'm not going to go through all of the specs and all of the additions in terms of what you get between each variation. So guys, if you want to actually have a look in detail, just pause the video here, have a look at all of that, and yeah, let me know. Would you guys buy one, or were you guys in the market for one? Very keen to know, because I don't think the Volkswagen group is doing too well, Porsche included. As a part of that group, as a family. So yeah, who knows? I know the Taycan definitely has not been selling well, so yeah, we'll have to see how they go in the future. Anyways, we still have plenty of news, so let's keep moving on. We're done with Porsche for the time being. Let's talk MG. So, just a short one for MG. They are currently the cheapest electric vehicle, which is $32,990 drive away. Apparently they're going to end it earlier. It used to be January 31st, as you can see there, and now they're ending it at end of this year. And they're saying that there's also different prices for the Excite 64 and the ZS EV. So what do you guys think? Is it compelling enough for you? It is an absolute bargain of an EV. To have a full EV for $32,990, I'm pretty sure a Toyota Corolla is exactly around that price, with the exception that you'll be paying for fuel. So yeah, let me know. And have you picked one up, actually? I'd also like to know that. So anyways, let's keep moving on. Ford Puma. The Puma is dead. That's the headline. So you can see here, Ford Australia has cancelled plans to introduce the just revealed Puma Gen E small electric SUV as part of its ongoing electrification strategy. So what they're essentially saying is they have confirmation of the new Transit custom plug-in hybrid commercial van, and they essentially want to move towards their whole commercial lineup as opposed to doing the smaller vehicles over here. So yeah, we don't know really what other vehicles they're going to bring here yet. There's nothing else that's confirmed from memory, but I do know that they are going to, or they were originally intending on bringing in some hybrids, some plug-in hybrids, and also EVs. But until we see that, that's currently just, I guess, confirmed dead. So, sorry guys, if you guys were looking forward to the Ford Puma, get that off your list. It's no longer coming. Yeah. But you know what is also not coming? Let's move on. Jaguar. You guys know there's so much controversy around the whole branding and everything. They have released their pictures of the Jaguar Type 00. Last week I showed you, or maybe it was the week before, there was a heavily camouflaged version. This is now uncamouflaged, supposedly what it's going to look like. Now, the odd thing is, they've said copy nothing as one of their slogans, or I think it was something along the lines of that. But there are pictures all over the internet that's showing vehicles that it looks like. And even though they've said that this is the vehicle that is going to be unique and everything, look at the screenshot that I've put here. It is a non-production vehicle. They're saying that there will be a 4-door GT in late 2025. Set the clock. I'm sure everyone will be waiting. Either way, that's definitely a car that is not coming. And yeah, that's all the news we have for Jaguar. Alright, let's keep moving on. We now have the BMW iX3. Now, this is supposedly going to be the 2026 model, not even 2025. So it's spied shots. It's going to be released potentially late next year or 2026. These are the only spy shots that we've seen. So apparently it's based on the same as the BMW 3 Series, or the i3, which is based on a new class platform. That's all the information we have. We don't have anything else. The one thing that's different now compared to before in terms of spy shots, we do get a better view of the headlights and taillights, And what it does look like at this point in time is that if you have a look at the supposedly kidney grills, as BMW calls it, or as BMW enthusiasts call it, it does look like it's going to be smaller. So they've gone from the really big one that takes up pretty much half the car at the front to much smaller ones over here. So who knows what the final production version will look like, but that is one step closer to the BMW iX3 for 2026. Alright, let's keep moving on. Next we have the NIO ET9. So what started off a few days ago as spy shots, we've now got the entire car exposed. Some of the high level headlines in terms of changes and stuff that we've seen about the car. They've got over here a rectangular style steering wheel. Supposedly it's going to be steer-by-wire technology, and apparently there is also an AR heads-up display that provides the equivalent of a 120-inch display effect. I don't know how that really will look like in real-world scenarios, but I can only compare it to a 75-inch TV, and this is 120. 75 is already huge. I feel like it might genuinely be a distraction, so who knows, we'll have to see one day. Now, some of the other stuff that I've got here. A picture of the second row shows two back of the front seat mounted entertainment units, which you see over here and over here. Apparently these two independent seats, which is here and also here, you can't really see it. Apparently it contains 24 self-developed patent technologies. The seat cushion width is up to 582 millimeters. The backrest angle can be adjusted to 45 degrees, and there's also reportedly an executive styled desk and a refrigerator, so the experience is like first class. Now bear in mind that this is a massive car. You can't really tell from this picture over here, but this car, okay, 5.324 millimeters, 5.324. The only 5.3 meter car that I know off the top of my head is the XPENG X9, which is a 7-seater people mover. And the other thing is, this thing weighs a lot. Normally people say, well, the saying is, this weighs a ton. No, this nearly weighs 3 tons. This is 2,700 kilograms. So, yeah, and pre-sale prices. Okay, so what does that look like? Pre-sale prices. 800,000 yuan, which works out to be roughly 171,000 Australian dollars. They're also saying it's got a 120 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it features the first global 900 volt architecture. Deliveries are set to begin in early 2025, so it doesn't look like we're too far away, and this car has air suspension. So yeah, what do you guys think? Is this the ultimate luxury cruiser? Now, I know that photo there isn't sufficient enough, so what I've done is I've put another slide with just 4 photos that I've found, and it does also confirm that you do have a frunk. And from the angle that we're seeing here, it does look like it's quite deep as well. And yeah, that's essentially everything. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I don't know how I feel. I feel like the back, for some reason, just reminds me of a Jaguar F-Type. Yeah. Either way, let's keep moving on. Alright, so next up we have Tesla's 2024 holiday update. Now, I did do a short video on it earlier this week, so I'm not too sure if you guys have seen that. In case you haven't, here are the headlines. So pause the screen if you want to see it in more detail, but I'm just going to quickly go over them. You're going to have the Tesla app on the Apple Watch, so you'll be able to control the certain vehicle functions. You'll be able to save dashcam and Sentry mode clips directly to your phone, and you can see here it says save 30-second clip to photos to your phone. Fantastic. For the Stalker's Model 3, you'll also have auto shift between drive and reverse. So I presume when you push, when you're reversing out of a spot, as an example, once you come to complete stop, it potentially knows based on the cameras that you want to go forward, so it'll automatically switch to that, as opposed to you needing to swipe on the screen up or down to go forward or backwards. Next slide, we have Sirius XM, which I believe is sort of like an audio app. So there's different, you can listen to, I guess, podcast type stuff, like sporting categories. You can go through save stuff to your library, and you can kind of manage it, similar to, I guess, Spotify or one of those audiobook apps, stuff like that. Other stuff you've got, set arrival energy at destination. I'm really excited for this one because this allows you to set the arrival percentage so that you can still drive around. You're not actually going to be driving around getting to your destination with a very low percentage and needing to charge immediately. Then on the right, you've got search along route with estimated detour times. Now, I don't know if you guys can see here in this picture, but basically what they're supposed to say is, so this example here shows Starbucks over here, and this is I think 0.2 or 0.3 miles. And that middle line just above green where it says open supposedly says adds however many minutes to your destination time or through your navigation time if you were to go there instead. So it's quite helpful if you're searching stuff on the go. It tells you basically between now and to your destination. If you're going to go here, it's going to take you that much longer. So fantastic. Next one you've got a couple of differences here around Cybertruck stuff to customize. Rear cross traffic alert is one that's fantastic because it's always great to have additional safety options. Now just bear in mind that this is just an alert, this isn't rear AEB, so the car still will not stop for you, it's purely an alert. And you can see here they've done it similar to the indicators so that it starts to, I guess, flash or pulse red depending on where the danger is or where it senses stuff. And it also says here, an audible warning will also play if potential collision is detected. The next thing we have here, precipitation map and weather at destination. So you can see the green over here, I believe is, I guess, bad weather. Yet to see, I guess, the legend to see what it actually represents, but hopefully we'll get to see something like that soon. Following on, we have a few Cybertruck improvements. On the left hand side over here, we've then got some improvements to tune in radio. We can now apparently schedule light show directly from the Tesla app, which is fantastic. So you don't need to get in the car, play with the settings, start it, then close the door and then go and see it. So you can do it all from the app, which is great. Now instead of a Santa sleigh, we now have a Cybertruck Santa mode, which is great. And even more welcoming is a new game, Boomerang Fu. I've never played that one before, but that does look fun. So hopefully once it gets here, we can check that out. And then the last one here, fart on contact. So every time you touch the seat, I guess, it farts. We've got some maintenance summary that you can track from your vehicle's touchscreen, and you can adjust passenger seat from the controls. Noting key thing, it has to be an unoccupied passenger seat. So obviously they don't want you to squash someone that's, I guess, sitting there or sleeping, but at least you do have that additional control that's potentially coming. And then you've just got some additional enhancements that or minor updates that are coming all over here. And yeah, that pretty much covers all of Tesla's updates. So you guys know, or you may not know, every year Tesla always has a massive update. This time they're actually telling us first as opposed to waiting for leaks and everything. So they've pretty much exposed and told us everything that we're going to get. The $1 million question is, how much or how many of these updates are we going to get in Australia? Fingers crossed we get most of them. Obviously the Cybertruck stuff we won't get, but fingers crossed we get everything else. Okay, let's keep moving on. We're on the last slide now. Other social media updates. So the first one I want to draw your attention to is ChargeBox. So if you guys use it, make sure you update the app because they've got some additional 5 key enhancements over here. So they can now empower drivers to leave a message in the app to let others know how long they'll be. Now this is formerly something that people have used PlugShare for. They also now display real-time battery percentage for charging vehicles so drivers better understand how long a charger will be occupied. The option to rate a charger after charging is finished means that I guess you can start to put in more feedback. So again, this is something that previously was on PlugShare or still is on PlugShare, but they're kind of taking some of that stuff to integrate it into their own. You've then got activation for idle fees at more than 200 charging stations, which is absolutely fantastic because then you won't have people just plugging there all day long. And then you have the option to view the map during charging in order to plan your journey. So that's fantastic. So anyways, if you haven't updated the ChargeBox app, make sure you update it and enjoy. Next thing I posted earlier on this week, XPENG experience centres have been confirmed. So we know that there's a Sydney Airport one for the flagship. And now there's going to be 3 more that have been confirmed. 2 in Victoria, as you can see there, and 1 in Wollongong. Unfortunately, there is no confirmation for anywhere else around Australia. but I'm quite sure that knowing them as a new brand, it would make sense that they're going to be in every single state. So just watch this space, and when I see or hear more, if it's not mentioned here, I'll probably mention it in the socials anyway. So make sure you follow me at all the socials to stay up to date. And then the last one here, there wasn't too much information that I could find, so I've just put it here as a social media quick update. Lucid Motors has actually had their Lucid Gravity roll off the production line, so that was the first one. So congratulations to them. Apparently it says that it can do more than 440 miles of range and has outstanding performance. So we still don't get that brand here in Australia, so I'm not covering it in too much detail. But either way, congratulations to them for another car that's rolling off the line. Okay, and so that brings us to the end of the entire video. It's probably a long one, so thank you if you have tuned in to the entire thing. As always, give the video a like, subscribe for more content. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And yeah, if there's anything you guys want to discuss, drop it in the comments below. Otherwise, hope you guys are well, hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you soon for more content.